Overtake Motorsport. My name's Gary Jones and I'm the TCR UK correspondent for Overtake Motorsport, and we are here in the Brands Hatch pit lane. First time I've been to Brands Hatch, and it's a glorious day, 25 degrees. I'm stood in the shade at the moment, so it's not too bad, but out there on track it's very, very warm. For the cars in the TCR UK Championship, they're going to be running two 30-minute races today. It's going to be tough on the drivers, it's going to be tough on the Yokohama tyres. So what we're going to do at the moment is just have a little sort of pit lane walk, if you like, and we're going to just have a look at a few cars, see what's going on. It is, just hold on, 11:37. So there's just less than 2 hours before the first race kicks off at 1:30. The cars will be going to the grid in about 90 minutes time. So there's a little bit of work being done. The teams don't seem too stressed out about anything. Everything seems to be going to plan, except for one team. So let's just turn the camera around. This garage here should contain two Alphas for the DPE Motorsport team. Unfortunately, this team that's had a few issues, if you remember, this was the Laser Tools Racing Squad with Aidan Moffat when it started life at the beginning of the year. Aidan unfortunately left the championship, as did Laser Tools after the knock-hill round, after the last race. And the Alphas have carried on. They've changed livery into a nice white livery, and I was hoping to show you that, but unfortunately these cars have gone home because engine problems, electrical problems, sensor problems. These cars have been very niggly. They've been quick when they've been out on track, but they've been quite niggly over the 2 weekends we've had so far. They need to go back and just have a look at what's happening in those engines, all the little sensor parts that are causing them trouble. So hopefully they'll be back at Castle Combe. They're signed up for the year. Hopefully they'll be back, and we'll see them for the rest of the year. As I say, they are quick when they're on track. The new driver, Robert Gilmore, he's actually done alright this weekend. I think he got P6 or P7 in one of the sessions, and he was looking good. Derek Palmer Jr. unfortunately missed qualifying because of an engine issue. But as I say, when he kind of gets up and running, then he's quick. Right, we're going to have a look at a few teams now, and we're going to head down to West Coast Racing. West Coast Racing, the Swedish squad that have come over for the first three rounds, and I think they're probably going to carry on now and do the rest of the year, especially as the car that we can see in there, number 23, Dan Lloyd, absolutely walking it this year, absolutely fantastic. There has been 4 races so far for TCR UK, 3 qualifying sessions. Dan has won every single one, 196 points. He couldn't have any more points if he tried, and he's just walking the championship, especially in the races. I mean, he's quick in qualifying, but when he gets his head down in the races, he just seems to be leaving everybody. Aidan Moffat, when he was racing, kept him on his heels a little bit at Silverstone, and actually Josh Price was probably the closest one to him in terms of race pace last time out in Knockhill. But Dan's kept them all at bay, and the guy's working on the brakes by the looks of it, but nothing too stressful there. Everything seems pretty normal. Andreas Bachmann, so Andreas's car, Andreas has been great this year. He's had karting experience, he's had rallycross experience, but as I understand, this is his first year of actual car track racing, and he's done a really, really good job. There's a little bit of racing consistency, but nothing that you can blame him for at all. He's obviously got the speed, and it's going to be a really, really great driver. I mean, he's already very good, second in the series, but 3/10 off Dan in qualifying, P3 in qualifying. Fantastic, really, really good run. You can tell Andreas's car has got the red sort of swaths or whatever you want to call them. Dan's got the green, and Jessica Batman, Andreas's sister, is in the other car. She's got the like the purple flashes, and this team 1, 3 and 5 in qualifying. So really, really good effort out of the 13 cars that qualified. 1, 3 and 5 in qualifying. That's a great effort. And 1, 2 and 4 in the point standings actually after Knockhill. In fact, after the qualifying session here, because there's also points given for qualifying for TCR UK as well. So really good to have West Coast on board. Really good to have West Coast on board in their Volkswagen Golfs. So I'm pretty sure now that we'll see them for the rest of the year, especially as they're doing so well in the championship. We're going to go down here. Howard Fuller for the Sean Walkinshaw Racing team. Howard's back. He missed Knockhill. Sean Walkinshaw himself actually filled in Knockhill and got a podium, but Howard at Silverstone got a 5th and a 4th in the races. A little bit off the pace this weekend, about 8 tenths of a second off in qualifying, but Howard seems to do, I would say he does better in the races. That's what happened at Silverstone. He qualified reasonable, but in the races he really came strong, and hopefully that's what's going to happen this weekend for him too. Right, if we go into Pyro Motorsport, they're running actually 2 of the new shape Honda Civics. So here's the car for Finlay Crocker, who has been running this shape car all year, the new FK7 I believe it's called. Not bad for Finlay this year, if I'm honest. A bit of inconsistency. He's been off the track a few times. He needs a little bit more consistency, but apart from that he's actually doing a good job. If you can see in the other car there, that is Ollie Taylor's car, and I ran an article at the start of the year. Ollie Taylor is he the man to beat in TCR UK, and I think without Dan Lloyd he actually would be the man to beat this year. He's done an absolutely fantastic job. He's now changed to the new style Honda Civic. After Knockhill he did a back-to-back test with the old style and the new style car, and he prefers the new one, and so he's gone with the new one, and it's really paying off. In free practice 1 here at Silverstone he was quickest, and he's qualified 3rd if I'm correct, 3 tenths of a second off. No, he's qualified 2nd, of course. He's qualified 2nd, 3 tenths of a second off Dan Lloyd, which probably is more of a gap than it has been throughout the weekend. I think it was a special lap that Dan put in for qualifying. So Ollie, I think that's Ollie at the front. I was hoping to have a chat with Ollie, but he is showing some people his engine over there, unfortunately. So maybe we'll have a chat another day with Ollie. But yeah, I think Ollie Taylor in the first race especially, if he can get in front of Dan at the start, then hopefully he'll go and make a race out of it. If we move a bit further down, Josh Bryce of course, also a BTCC racer in the Subaru Levorg. He missed Silverstone completely, and he's raced at Knockhill, and even though he's only done the 2 races, he comes into this race 5th in the standings. He got a podium and ran really, really well at Knockhill. And interestingly, BMR boss Warren Scott was just here a few minutes ago, and Warren was hoping to enter this round. I'm not sure what car he was hoping to enter. I think it was Ollie Taylor's old style Honda. He was going to take that off of their hands and race it, but he hopes to be at Castle Coombe with that car. So that'd be great to have another edition and another ex-BTCC racer coming on board. And also interestingly, Sam Tordoff as well. Rumours are Sam Tordoff was going to come and race here, but he couldn't quite put the deal together in time. So yeah, going to be interesting for Castle Coombe how many other cars come. Lewis Kent in his Hyundai. I wonder if they've got an issue or so with the engine. They're just looking round. There's a bit of revving going off. But Lewis, local boy, young lad, he's actually P4 in qualifying. He's done a really good job this weekend, and that car's been a little bit unreliable in the first couple of rounds. And so this weekend, I hope they've got on top of it, and he can actually have a good go of it in the race. That'll be really good. So good luck to Lewis there. There's Lewis. You can see him there with the flat cap on backwards. Okay, Darryl Wilson is another entrant in the Vauxhall Astra. There was lots and lots of activity around this car about 10 minutes ago, but there's hardly anything now. A really good looking car. Darryl, he's again one of those drivers. He can be very quick, but he can also be inconsistent. He's been off the road a couple of times as well. A driver who has won races in the Volkswagen Cup that I've also raced against in the Covkart Sport rental karting series about 10 years ago. Very quick driver. We had a couple of good races, and good luck for this year. I really hope he does well. And just a real family team, this one. and starting a bit further down, starting 12th, I think, 11th or 12th for both the races. So he's got a lot of work to do. But yeah, he's an aggressive driver, so hopefully he can make some places up using that aggression. Alex Morgan in the Renault Megane. They will probably just be a one-time entrant in the series. They're taking part in TCR Germany, and they've brought the car over to Brands. Of course, it's only a short hop over the border, and under the tunnel or over the sea, however they came, I'm not sure. But yeah, they've come to sort out a few niggles with that car, and I'm not sure they've found them. They're still about a second and a half off the pace, so whatever they were looking for, not convinced they've found it yet. But they've got 2 30-minute races today, one at 1:30, one at 3:45 to try and get that sorted out. And here we go, the last team that's racing today then, Maximum Motorsport. We've got Stuart Lyons, we've got Carl Swift. These cars were not at Knock Hill because they decided that they would change gearbox. They had the old style gearbox in. Here we go. Here we have Warren and Scott. I wonder if Warren might be interested in chat. Hello, Warren. Any chance of a chat?
Yep.
I hear rumours that you were interested in actually entering this with Ollie Taylor's old car. Is that correct?
It was supposed to be, yeah. Just apparently there was a shortage of parts and they couldn't get it ready in time. It was a last-minute thing we thought about doing, but so unfortunately, no. But just fell short.
Are we likely to see you in the future rounds?
I'd like to think I'll be at Castle Combe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, hope to see you there. Thanks very much. All right, cheers. So there we have it. So yeah, hopefully Castle Combe, hopefully through the year. There's a lot of touring car drivers that are sort of interested in the series. It's quite cheap compared to touring cars, so obviously it's easy to get easier to get sponsorship. Of course, it's not got the TV and all that sort of output of an ITV4 that the actual main touring car series has. But you know, it's a growing series. It's the first year, so let's have a look how it goes. And as I say, Carl Swift and Stuart Lyons. Stuart Lyons, a touring car driver, ex-British touring car driver, I need to say. So these guys, yeah, they changed the gearboxes because they were slow. They were slow by 2.5 seconds at Silverstone. So they've changed the gearboxes. They're now running the same gearboxes as everybody else. They are back onto some kind of pace. They're probably still 8/10 to a second off, but you know, they're playing with the big boys now. They're in the same race, and so that's all they can hope for this weekend, is to work out where they are and then to start moving forward for the rest of the year. So that's Carl Swift's car, Stuart Lyons' car. So there we have it. We've got 12 cars on track. It was going to be 17. That was the sort of provisional entry list earlier in the week. One of those was obviously Warren. Another one we believe was Sam Tordoff as well, which is quite interesting. So that went down to 14, and then with the Alphas unfortunately going home, we're down to 12. But I'm sure it's going to be a good week. I'm sure it's going to be a good day's racing. Let's just wander back down and see if there's anybody we can have a little chat with, and if not, we'll sign off from the first ever and possibly the last ever, depending on how it's received, TCR UK pit lane walk. So let's just have a look. Looks like the Formula Ford race is finished. That was up there. Sorry for the wobbliness on the iPad. I will have some practice at this for next time. Howard Fuller again, Jess Backman, wobbly iPad. Let's see if Dan's around. It'd be great to have a chat with Dan Lloyd, wouldn't it? But no, I don't think it's here. So, okay, I'll sign off for Overtake Motorsport. This has been Gary Jones. As I say, the race is 1:30, 3:45 on TCR Hub and YouTube and all that sort of thing. From here at Brands Hatch, goodbye.